Oof, that's not ideal. Motorsport Games reports net losses of $35.9 million for 2022. Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. That is directly taken from an Insider Gaming reporter, which is Insider Gaming has been a tremendous reporting of just what's been happening in motorsport games over the last while. That is an absolutely massive loss right there, but we are here to talk about a little bit more than that today. So Motorsport Games just released their Q4 2022 financial reports and whatnot, which is why we're finding out now about those net losses of 35.9 million. But what Motorsport Games does is, of course, when they have their quarterly financial talks and whatnot, they also like to talk about what's coming in the future for the company. And we got some big news in the IndyCar scene, but I'm actually going to do a separate video on that. Short form, it's not happening. And definitely, obviously, not this year. They've already confirmed, but it ain't happening at all. And LOL at IndyCar, who dumped their license with iRacing because they thought this is a good idea. I don't think they're gonna come out on top of that one. Anyways, the news about this video is the new NASCAR game that we apparently are getting, right? 100% we're supposed to be getting. I'll believe it when I see it. But actually, I'm going to play a clip here from Twitter. It is a clip from JPET27, actually, who took the Motorsport Games earnings call, which you can find on the internet, but he made it easy and posted the clip on his Twitter. So big credit to him for making it easy for everybody to actually find the spicy stuff here. So this is a clip of Dmitry Kozko talking basically about the future of NASCAR gaming for 2023. Let's take a listen.
Now, as far as NASCAR is concerned for this year, what we mentioned is that we look to bring the 2023 season to pretty much all of the platforms that our products are currently available at. As far as release date for that, we have a lot of historical data that shows us that sometime towards the playoffs part of the season is a good time for us to have our content ready and to bring it to the community. But when we're ready to announce that, we will definitely publicize and showcase where and on which platforms it will be released when.
Not a whole lot of info to kind of go off of there, but obviously you heard the plans are to bring 2023 NASCAR content, and what it sounds like is sometime around the playoff area of the year. So basically a September kind of release, if we get the release. There's been so much info coming out, of course, about NASCAR gaming and motorsport games, and I mean, absolutely none of it is good, but it's just going to be interesting to see what happens. The biggest rumor lately, of course, is Motorsport Games quite simply just porting NASCAR Rivals into a console game or a reskin of Heat 5, which would basically be the same thing with the next-gen car of its rivals. So that is something that I believe would definitely allow them to hit that window of a September release, and I think that would be quite simply the only possible way we will see a NASCAR game this year, is if they were to do a NASCAR Rivals port and turn it into a PC game for Steam, a console game on Xbox as well as PlayStation. So I myself wouldn't be surprised if this actually happens, even though it's Motorsport Games, but it's such an easy, way for them to put out a game this year that I would not be surprised if that's what they did. NASCAR, obviously, is locked in with Motorsport Games with a contract as the NASCAR game developer until 2029. And obviously, if things don't change quickly, wow, that's not good. But just think about that. 2029 was the deal that 704 Games signed to make NASCAR games still, and then obviously we saw then Motorsport Games come in and acquire everything at 704. So Motorsport Games currently, as it stands, owns the contract of making NASCAR games until 2029. There's two ways this could go. in my opinion. Who knows? This could be 73,000 ways this could go. But the two ways that we can at least think of very easily is, obviously, Motorsport Games goes down / loses the contract with NASCAR to make NASCAR games. NASCAR breaks the contract, those kind of things with Motorsport Games. Or the other one, we have absolute garbage until 2029. That is almost a decade, obviously a little bit shy of a decade by a few years. It is 2023, but 23, 24, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 7 more years of potential of just questions of what is going to happen with NASCAR gaming. I would be closing in on the age of 30 by the time we get towards 2029. That is terrifying to think that there might not be any hope for NASCAR gaming until then, which is crazy to think. Obviously, we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes legally. If NASCAR is pursuing anything, trying to get out of the contract, I would be very disappointed if NASCAR wasn't actively seeking a way out, because, in this day and age right now, in 2023, you see what effect gaming has. Say Formula One has such a huge effect on bringing new fans to their sport through games. When you have a game that can't even come out, or a game that does come out be absolute garbage, you are not bringing in new fans at all. And at a point where NASCAR desperately needs to draw a younger demographic to their sport, very desperately needs to, they can't even get a good video game out, or let alone get a video game out on the major platforms where we see video games released. So they are doing themselves no favors right now, and I really hope that there's a way out for NASCAR, or somehow Motorsport Games does the unthinkable and produces a good video game. But well, we're not going to get involved on that one there. It's such a disappointing thing every time you make one of these videos. It's such a disappointing kind of way to leave you guys, because we come to the same conclusion that we have no clue what the future of NASCAR gaming looks like. But at the end of the day, for us, it is what it is. There's nothing that we can do about it. If you're a NASCAR fan and you're a gamer, it's a sad time for you. But like I said, it is what it is. There's not much we can do. Take all that info for what you will, and we'll see what happens here in the future. Will Motorsport Games put out a game this year? I don't know. We just had the news about the IndyCar game not coming out this year. But NASCAR one, it'd be way easier to put out, like I said, if they do end up porting Rivals to everything as a console game, PC game, etc. I think it'll be the easiest thing to do, and I think that will very likely be exactly what they do. But that's just what I think. That's very well might not be what actually happens. That is going to, however, wrap it up for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know down in the comments below what you think is going to happen, because I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. But I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.